Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Eddie Marcus here, again, spokesman and advocate of basic human rights for all people. When I say basic human rights for all people, I'm talking about just as the tree has the freedom and the liberty to exist on this earth from the time that it begins to grow until the time it is no more. That tree has the authority and the privilege of existing. So do we as human beings, to live just as free. And all of those things that's involved in life as far as human beings are concerned are there for us. And so you ask yourself, what's happening? Why these things don't happen? Well, if you're serious, you look for an answer. With me, I'm serious because I love life. And I personally think that every human being on the face of the earth, just like me, love life. Some of us are loving it because we're actually living it. And some of us are loving it because we're dreaming it. And some of us are loving it because we just hope that one day we will. And so I claimed the authority. I claimed the title of spokesman and advocate for basic human rights. And the reason that I claimed it is because I used to believe in God, and I know what that means to believe in God. But when God reveals God to you, then you don't believe in God anymore. You know God. So I know that God exists, and I'm sure that many human beings on the face of the earth have received miracles in their lives. But because of their disdain for God, they just saw it as a blessing or lucky. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's not my reason. My reason is because I know that we as human beings should be living on this earth as though we are in heaven, and we are not. And so, by me being spokesman, I speak because I know that God is real. I speak because I know that God's plan was for us to live like this. And I also know that we don't live like this because we're ignorant. We do not know the truth. Just as it said in the beginning, Adam and Eve, just to some might be a story, might be true, doesn't make any difference. Listen to the message. You will surely die when you start listening to another. You can find all kinds of ways to paraphrase what was said. But if I've given you the key to life and you drop that key and decide not to use it, then you will not experience life. Now I'll give you that. That was given to us. And then something else comes out there and says, oh, you believe that? No, that's not true. That's something deceiving you. What you have to do is to do this. And you listen to that. According to that story, we did. And the evidence, spokesman and advocate for 40 years on this particular mission, I conclude, my friends, and concur that we are still living that same lie. And as spokesman, I'm saying to everybody, I'm saying to humanity, I'm saying to human beings everywhere, we are all guilty of following a lie. The pain and the suffering that we experience every day is evidence of the lie. You can't deny it. People running from country to country trying to find some solace. You can't deny it. It is because we are living a lie. And there are those who might be familiar, I don't know for sure, but we're living the lie nonetheless. And there are those who believe what these say and go on and empower that lie. And others just been living it since the beginning of time. So wherever you're living at is just a normal way of life until the tsunamis come and the pain get too great. Then you start realizing that you need some help, and you start running and screaming for help. But you're running and screaming for help from those who have played a major role in the problems that you now experience. So, ladies and gentlemen, I just thought today I'd just take a little bit of time and tell you who don't know God how we're supposed to be living in this life and how simple it is. Excuse me, I'm trying to get a little breakfast going here today while I do this. But what I'm saying to you, ladies and gentlemen, is this. God's way and God's plan for us to really experience this life in the best way. It's not a difficult thing. It's not difficult at all. You see, what's going on is that we as human beings, all of us as human beings, require certain things that are common amongst us for survival. Certain things that are common amongst us for survival, like food, clothing, shelter. We require that, and so many other things, but to start, we require that. Now, the food, the clothing, the shelter, all of those things that are utilized in making this life real have been already provided for us. Now, I'm going to cut this down because I'm going to have a visit, so I'll be right back. Sorry about that interruption, ladies and gentlemen. But as I was saying, it will take those things for survival for every human being on the face of the earth. Now, a power that's controlled enough to create an earth and all that is of the earth, whether it's in it, on it, above it, whether it's seen or unseen, and yet meets needs and wants and desires. And it's already here for us to discover what it is that we desire, want, or need based upon what it means to us at any given period in time. And so this is a magnificent God that I don't mind speaking for. But that's not all, ladies and gentlemen. You know, as we're here, we grow. And there are other things that we need to be progressive, to be about creativity. We need knowledge. So we need education. Education. Now, who was this education be for? This education would be for those that the food is for. Who is the food for? Well, we know who the food is for, right? So that's who the education is for. But that's not all. There are things that happen that comes upon us, sicknesses and diseases. So this great, magnificent God that I tell you about has prepared that all of that should be met. Now, how was that to be met? Here's the way, ladies and gentlemen. I don't care what kind of rules and regulations you'll govern yourself under. I don't care what they might be. It could be, even in America, the Constitution of the United States. When you compare that to what God's plan is for life, it is no different than the slavery of black people or slavery of any people anywhere. So this is what the truth is about. It's about freeing you from ignorance, freeing you from that which bounds you to live as we are living, to be now almost indoctrinated to the point that they want to take the human race a little lower, straight down to hell. Everybody wants to be boss now. Everybody wants to be a dictator. They used to have stuff that spread the lie, the pain, and suffering around with others. But now you got the dictators, the ones who will kill, the one who will have people laughing and supporting them when they want to go killing, getting all kinds of weapons together so they can participate in the killing. Well, see, these are outcomes from listening to "You Will Not Surely Die." So my mission, ladies and gentlemen, is to tell you this: to change this world to heaven on earth. And how do you do that? I just got through sharing with you that everybody, one way or another, have commonalities. And everybody would benefit. Everybody benefits from the things of this earth that have been given to us. It didn't cost us anything to have water. It didn't cost us anything to breathe the air and the oxygen. It didn't cost us anything to do any of that. It was given to us. Now we need to eat. And why would we go through changes, real changes, to eat? We do that if we don't know how to do it in a proper way. The proper way is that everybody, listen to me, human beings all over the world, listen to me. Everybody that lives on this earth comes on this earth and they bring something with them. They bring a gift, something that they can contribute in life. You're not here just to consume, but to give, to serve. And it was uniquely designed in such a way that that which you are to serve, that which you are to give, in performing it, gives you your greatest joy in life. It makes life what life is. And this is everybody on earth. Your systems, your government, whatever you design, must make sure that the basic human rights are exercised, that no one suffers for nothing. And because you work, you create enough of those things which you have determined are essentially important. And it rests in your reservoir of goods and services, bound together by all of the people of the world, or you might say your state, your community, but basically the people of the world working interconnectedly, producing everything that human beings desire, want on earth, whether it's computers, whether it's AI, whether it's spaceships, whether it's digging ditches, whether it's new toilet, everything joyously made by human beings for the purpose of other human beings to utilize and enjoying this life designed by the Heavenly Father that you cannot see. That power is invisible. That power is not a white man, a black man, a woman, or a man, or an old person, or a child. No, it's every last one of us allowing that Spirit of God that we have received outwardly now living within us. And we are making it known by our actions. It's interconnected. And what we do, heaven on earth, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So this is what I'm telling you, ladies and gentlemen. In America, you got a political thing going on. You can play that game any way you want, but only one wins. And that's what I just got to sharing with you. I want you to do, to understand the God of love, but you are being introduced by that same God that said you will not surely die, lying to you every day. Now you got this guy in America, just lying. Got him in Russia, just lying. Just got him in China, just lying. Got him everywhere, all over there, just lying. And the people going through buying the lie, pain and suffering, letting you know the lie is a lie, and you still blind and don't care. But God says you must care. In order to live, you must care. So I'm telling you, America, you got to change your way. We got to make sure, forget about what these guys are talking about. That's junk. That's Republican and Democrat fighting against some stuff that means nothing. What we got to do is start thinking about ourselves and one another. And that is to assure that every last one of us got a job. See, when we got a job, we are part of the process. You can't point your finger, you can't do anything, because we're working together to do all that is being done. And because we're working together to do all that is being done, it is so that we, the people, can exercise in it as we need, as we want, as we desire. And this is what I'm saying to the Mexican folks that's running. I'm talking to people in South America, Central America, anywhere that you're running from because your government is putting you down. Don't come running to the United States anymore. Go back home and stand up. Let God use you. Fix this thing. It might have to wipe a couple of you out, then let it wipe you out. But you fix this thing. Anywhere you're running from. Don't be running over here thinking, well, this is a better country. It's not a better country. It's just as devious as yours. So we got to fix it. This is what God is calling us to do. Fix it. Ain't everybody talking about God? You got to be thinking about fixing this nation, not making your preacher rich, not making your preacher say, put some money in, making him live in these mansions where he can buy jets, paying cash money for it because he tricked you. No, that's Satan. God is everybody benefiting from life. Anything else is just Satan. And right now, we are all benefiting Satan. Now, there are a few here scattered in between. But what are they doing? They're putting their lives on the line every day to protect God's way of life. Putting their lives, they're not skimming, trying to get over. They know that to stand up for truth in the middle of hell means that they might get killed. But they're looking for it because they know the closer that they come to getting killed, the more work, the better work they're doing for God. You don't have to worry about what's going to happen and getting even. You got the earthquakes, you got the tsunamis, you got the hurricanes, you got the thunderstorms. This is just nature doing its thing when nature does its thing. And if people are not ready and having to be in the path, this is the choices that the people have made here, continuously indicating that the hell that we as a people are living in. Let me hold off for a minute. I told myself I was going to be talking and working at the same time. But as you see, when I start talking, I start standing still. So the other work isn't getting done. This breakfast that I've been dreaming about this morning is not getting prepared. But I just want to thank you. I really want to thank you so very much for even going through this with me. And it's an indication to me that at least you haven't closed the door. And so there's hope. Hope that liars, people who want to say, I can kill you, I can come on the street and kill you, and my folks will let me out. I can steal the presidential election from the people of the country, and I got enough people out of Congress, in the system of justice that would do my biddings. I don't care what you say, because they know I will kill them if they get out of line. And that's not. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's life. That's what people say. But it's the life of the demons. It's not the life of angels. It's not the life of angelic people. It's not the life that God has prepared for us. But it is definitely the life we receive when we don't do right. So what am I saying to you this morning? This morning I'm saying that from now on, I'm not going to be pushing for Democrats or Republican, even though you do have some that's better than others. They all serve the same purpose, to deny you the basic human rights. And as long as you're being denied the basic human rights, the devil is running this show. And many of us out here calling ourselves knowing God, putting up with this stuff every day. Nobody even worried about us. Now you got people on television saying, in other places, I don't want to hear anything about your religion. I don't blame them. I mean, what kind of religion? This is stuff that we've been perpetuating all our lives. We didn't know any better. We're asking those, I'll ask you to forgive me. Because I'll tell you, I definitely didn't know any better. I didn't know any better. But I was shown, and I saw it. I saw the power. So the Constitution is a small thing. The government of the United States is a small thing. Very small. It's nothing. It's like heaven on earth. Nah, nothing like that. So then, what's the deal? All right, ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you so very much. This breakfast is going to get fixed now, because I think I've shared basically everything I wanted to share with you this morning. And if I was going to sum it up in a minute, I would say, there's a God who has prepared that you should never have to suffer for anything. And you have to know what that requires of you. And you do it. And you would not allow anyone that would say that somebody else is better or deserve more or anything like that trick you. And you, my friends, I'm calling every last one of you to change. I'm calling every human being on the face of the earth to think about guys like Trump and the mega groups, things like guys like Putin and others, guys like this guy over in North Korea. I just mentioned those because over the past few years they've been mentioned a lot. So I'm just saying, let's make sure that those guys right there get a chance to wake up. Let's make a change in our lives to teach one another God and to teach those who would be demons about God, so that they, like us, can be, as we often say, born again. Thank you so very much and have a very good day.